If you're trying to buy a home in Halifax or HRM and you feel like every area you look at is just slightly out of reach, there's one place that I always make sure buyers seriously consider. That's Lower Sackville. It doesn't always get the spotlight, and it's not the flashiest area in Nova Scotia, but for the right buyer, Lower Sackville quietly offers some of the best value, flexibility, and long-term livability anywhere in HRM. Today, I want to walk you through my top 5 reasons why I like Lower Sackville, what actually makes it stand out compared to other parts of Nova Scotia, and who this area truly makes the most sense for. So this isn't a hype video, and I'm not trying to sell a dream. This is what real buying looks like in Lower Sackville based on what works in real life. Before we get into the 5 reasons, I want to be very clear about something. There is no universal best area or one size fits all for Nova Scotia or probably anywhere. There's only the area that allows you to buy comfortably, live well, and not feel financially stressed every single month. If you're planning a move to Lower Sackville or anywhere in HRM, I've got free relocation and neighborhood guides available on my channel. And if you comment on this video, I'll send you the information directly so you can look through it right away. Now, let's get into my top 5 reasons why I like Lower Sackville and why I think it could be the perfect spot for your next move. Reason number 1, you get real space for your money. The first reason Lower Sackville stands out is simple: space. Now, in Lower Sackville, buyers can often afford detached homes, large lots, extra bedrooms, and functional layouts that would be completely out of reach in places like Bedford or closer towards downtown Halifax. This matters more than people expect. For first-time buyers especially, Lower Sackville often allows you to skip the temporary home stage and buy something you can actually grow into. For families, it means you'll have room for kids, storage, home offices, and day-to-day living without feeling cramped. You're not just buying square footage here, you're buying breathing room and enough space to feel at peace in your own home. That breathing room is a big reason why buyers stay here longer than they originally planned for. Reason number 2, Lower Sackville is one of the few areas where buyers still have some leverage. Another reason why I like Lower Sackville is the buyer leverage here. Because there's a wider range of housing types and more inventory compared to some of the hotter areas in HRM, buyers here often have more room to negotiate. Now, that can mean that you're negotiating on price. It can mean that you're keeping some conditions that you don't want to give up. It can even be working out timelines that work better for you and your schedule to remove any stress of moving. In many areas, buyers feel rushed and pressured. In Lower Sackville, buyers are more likely to have time to think, ask questions, and make decisions that they're more comfortable with. That leads to better outcomes where buyers don't feel like they're settling on a home just to buy something. Reason number 3, it's the location that works better than what people expect. A lot of buyers write off Lower Sackville because they assume that it's simply too far away. In reality, the location works surprisingly well. Lower Sackville has direct highway access, making it efficient for commuting to Halifax, Burnside up in Dartmouth, Bedford, and even to the airport if you're an avid traveler. Not to mention, Nova Scotia just finished a new highway that makes traveling to Dartmouth substantially easier. For people working hybrid schedules or commuting a few days a week, the trade-off between commute and affordability often makes sense very quickly. Now, you might not be walking to downtown coffee shops, but you're gaining more space for better value and more flexibility. For many buyers, that trade-off is just simply an easy no-brainer. This is especially true for families that are juggling work, school, and busy schedules. I'll give you a real-life example that happened to a client of mine. I was recently working with first-time home buyers who were convinced that Lower Sackville was their backup option. They wanted Halifax or Dartmouth, but kept being priced out by the market. They needed a yard for their dog, but our only luck with their budget was turning more towards a cheaper condo for now. I knew that wasn't an option based off of their needs and their wants for their future home. When we finally looked seriously in the Lower Sackville area, they realized they could afford a detached home with a yard instead of settling for something much, much smaller elsewhere. A few months after moving in, they told me that they couldn't imagine giving up the space and flexibility that they had gained. We had found the perfect home for them. That's a common pattern I see all the time when it comes to Lower Sackville. Buyers don't fall in love with Lower Sackville because of its reputation. They fall in love with it because of how it actually works and fits their lifestyle once they're there. Reason number 4, Lower Sackville often attracts long-term owners, not short-term speculators. Another reason I love Lower Sackville is the type of buyer it attracts. You can tell and learn quickly who your neighbors are in Lower Sackville from the strong sense of community. Yes, you'll have a few investors looking to flip a home here and there, but let's be real for a moment, no major community won't have someone trying to do that. When I think of Lower Sackville, the first group that pops into my head are the first-time owners, first-time home buyers, our young families, and our people that are trying to put down and build roots here. That long-term ownership creates stability. Neighborhoods that stay, communities that form, and pricing that tends to move more steadily rather than dramatically. From a resale perspective, this truly matters. Areas built on long-term demand tend to hold up better through market cycles than areas that are driven by trends or speculation. Lower Sackville quietly benefits from that sense of stability. Reason number 5, Lower Sackville gives buyers financial breathing room. The final reason I like Lower Sackville might be the most important for you. It gives buyers financial breathing room. Instead of stretching your budget to the absolute limit just to get into owning a home, Lower Sackville often allows buyers to purchase comfortably. That means less stress, more flexibility, and the ability to actually enjoy your home instead of constantly worrying about your monthly payments. This breathing room also gives buyers options later. You could focus on putting home renovation funds in order. You can focus on upgrades, savings, investings, or even going towards a future move when the time is right for you. That kind of flexibility is increasingly valuable and tough to find when you're going from mortgage payment to mortgage payment. Lower Sackville is a great fit for first-time buyers, young and new families, and anyone who values space, affordability, and long-term stability. Even though Lower Sackville has parks and trails to experience nature, it might not be the best fit if you like trying a bunch of coffee or brunch spots, or if nightlife or downtown lifestyles are your top priority. But guess what? That's more than okay. The goal isn't to force a fit. The goal is to find the area that supports your lifestyle instead of stretching yourself too thin. If you're trying to figure out where you fit in Halifax and HRM, and you want help comparing areas like Lower Sackville, Bedford, or Dartmouth, I have free relocation and neighborhood guides available for you. They're right in my channel. You can see them in the description of all my videos. And if you comment on this video, I'll send you the information directly so you can check it out today. And if you want help deciding whether Lower Sackville makes sense for you and your situation, feel free to reach out. I'm Logan Tomczyk, your real-life realtor, and I want to make your realty dreams happen.